So settling in, and as usual, finding a position that suits you, ideally sitting with your back, relatively upright, just with a sort of upright posture, but with the shoulders relaxed, your hands and arms completely loose, relaxed, the eyes closed, or if you prefer, just sort of half closing them and gazing downward, maybe towards a neutral spot in an unfocused way. Making any little adjustments to your position if you need to make sure you're comfortable, or comfortable enough that you can really minimize movement and just sort of be still. And maybe just remembering the intention of mindfulness practice being to step out of autopilot and just be more aware, be an observer, and just notice the things that you're experiencing from moment to moment. Of course, one thing that's happening in the present moment that we can be aware of is that we're breathing. So we can start with focusing on that. Just notice the sensations of breathing. In other words, notice that you can tell that you're breathing. Just letting the breath happen in its natural rhythm. Just letting the breath breathe itself, letting it come and go, but being aware of it. Over and over, all day long, we breathe in, we breathe out, but most of the time we don't notice it, we don't pay attention to it. For now, paying close attention to the sensations in your body while you're breathing in and while you're breathing out. Notice the sensation of airflow moving in and out of your nose, or in and out of your mouth if you're not breathing through your nose. You might also notice movement of your chest or your belly as you breathe in and out. Just following one breath after the other, feeling the breath move in and out, or coming back to it if your mind wanders. We're remembering that it's quite normal, quite a natural thing to happen, that the mind will wander off, that you might lose focus, or get lost in thoughts. So for focusing on the breath, all you need to do is, as soon as you notice that your mind has gone somewhere else, just make note of where your mind had gone to, be aware of it, and then just kind of gently escort your attention back to your breath. Just feeling this breath that's happening right now. And then feel the next breath, and the next. So at the same time as focusing on the details, all the subtle sensations of breathing, at the same time, there kind of needs to be a letting go, essentially a letting go of everything else, or in a sense, a letting go of the doing mode, taking a break from all the usual doing and planning and thinking and worrying. If thoughts keep coming up, that's okay. You don't have to make your mind go blank or anything. Instead, see if you can just not bite the hook of the thoughts. Instead, just kind of let them come and go. Or again, if you at any point you get hooked by thoughts and kind of carried away in the stream of thinking, as soon as you realize that's happened, let go of them. So they might still be there, but you're just accepting them as background noise. So even as you feel your breath and while you're feeling it, you might notice that there's still thoughts and emotions that come and go, different other sensations in the body that come and go, sounds that come and go. And that's all fine. You don't have to block any of that out. It's more about just letting it all be there while you're focusing in detail on your breathing, the feeling of breathing in and of breathing out. You notice where your attention is right now. And if you're not still with your breath, that's okay. Just notice where your mind had gone to, and then gently bring it back to your breath again. Another way of grounding ourselves in the present moment is to focus on body sensations in general, not just the breath sensations, but a more wide open awareness of all body sensations. Just sensing the body as a whole. So opening up to that now, feeling your body from head to toe. That still includes the sensations of breathing, but it includes now all the rest of the sensations happening. You may notice some sensations that sort of stay for a long time, some occur only briefly, some may change a little from moment to moment. And notice how there's a variety of intensity of sensations in the body, from sensations that are very intense, very obvious, all the way to sort of very subtle, very faint, or even just like barely detectable sensations. You might notice that there's many types of sensations as well. And of course, sensations occurring in many different locations, on the surface and inside the body. Just being connected with this whole sensory field of the body. And of course, anytime your mind wanders off, your attention drifts somewhere else or gets unfocused, well, you know what to do. Just when you realize that's happened, actually that realization is a moment of kind of waking up again, a moment of awareness. And then you can just come back. In this case, coming back to just feeling your body as it is sitting here right now. Feeling the position that your arms and legs are in. Feeling contact, touch, pressure against the skin. Feeling temperature, both on the surface and inside the body. Maybe again, notice where your attention is right now, and if it drifted somewhere, notice where it went to, and then just come back to your body again. Just in touch with body sensations. We can also choose other sensory experiences to focus in on. So maybe moving now to sound. So a particular type of sensory experience, the experience of hearing. And just actually notice that you are currently hearing sounds. and focusing on the details, noticing all the subtleties of different sounds and how they come and go. Notice how sensitive the ears are. You can detect so much detail. Signals sent from the ears into the brain that get decoded, and that leaves us with the experience of hearing. You might notice you can detect details like direction or distance of sounds, or pitch or tone or other qualities. Whatever area we focus on, currently it's sound, or it might be sensations or other things. The aim is just to have a focal point, concentrate on it, notice details, and also notice the inevitable drifting of focus, the inevitable wandering of the mind. And in doing so, you get better at being aware when your mind wanders, especially into thinking. And you get better at being more aware of your thoughts. And throughout the meditation so far, you may have had all kinds of thoughts coming and going. So now let's shift our sort of primary focus now to thoughts themselves. So just sitting and just noticing if or when any thoughts pop up. You don't have to search for them, but you also don't have to hold on to them or push them away. Just kind of allow them to come and go, but noticing them. There might be some brief periods with no thoughts at all. There may be times when there's a jumble of thoughts, a whole mix or a bunch of thoughts occurring rapidly. Sometimes thoughts are sort of clear, and sometimes they're more vague. They might be in the form of words or images or memories, or feelings. As you watch thoughts come and go, of course, you might notice some feel pleasant, some may feel unpleasant, and then there's all the rest that are just neutral. And you may notice times when you get kind of carried away in your thoughts and hooked by them, where you're kind of lost in the stream of thinking. And usually at that moment, we're not really aware that we're thinking, we're just immersed in it. But then when you realize that's just happened, that realization means you've stepped outside the stream and you can switch back to kind of watching the stream flow by, watching the stream of thoughts. If you find a visual image helpful, you can watch your thoughts using one of these images. For example, you can imagine that you're watching a stream flowing by with leaves from the trees that have fallen in and floating by. And then whenever thought comes up, you can picture the thought on a leaf floating down the stream, with the words or the image appearing on the leaf. Or you could use another visual image, like picturing your thoughts as clouds or birds floating by, or picturing your thoughts as being projected on a screen, like a movie or television screen. As you watch thoughts come and go, you may notice sort of emotional states that may come along. Pleasant emotions, if they're pleasant thoughts, or sort of unpleasant emotions like sadness or anxiety or frustration when there's unpleasant thoughts coming up. And both thoughts and emotions can change extremely quickly, sometimes from moment to moment. Through each moment, from moment to moment, all kinds of experiences continue to come and go. Thoughts and emotions, body sensations, impulses, sounds, other sensory experiences. And we can just observe all of this. So maybe laying out the welcome mat now for whatever is showing up each moment, kind of an open awareness or choiceless awareness. Not looking for any one specific thing, but simply being open to the full experience of the moment. See to what extent you can just allow things to be as they are. Because after all, whatever is here now, whatever you're experiencing right now, is already happening, whether you want it to be or not. Just sitting with this moment to moment awareness, noticing Perhaps what it's like to be an observer. And continuing this observing until you hear the bell ring. And even then, try to notice what happens after that.